everyone. Welcome to my class. I'm IC Dr. Deepthi Karya. I'm MD PhD Physiology and your faculty for Physiology. Now, so today we'll discuss about functional anatomy of cardiac muscle. Before that, I would like to inform you all that all my topics notes are available in soft copy as well as hard copy. For soft copy, you have to download the application Vesalius and you have to subscribe for the same. And for hard copy, you can order on Flipkart or Amazon. Link for all that is given in the description box. Okay. As well as you can join our WhatsApp group. My WhatsApp number that is 78638226668. 78638226668. Link for the joining of WhatsApp group that is also given in the description box. Okay, so you can join me also on the WhatsApp group. Now let us start our today's topic, that is functional anatomy of cardiac muscle. Okay, so you can see here this is the structure, histology as well as the diagram of the cardiac muscle. We will discuss in detail. Now the heart consists of three major types of muscles. Okay, one that is our atrial muscle, second ventricular muscles, and third conductive system of the heart. Okay, now cardiac sorry cardiac muscles, they are involuntary and striated. Okay, skeletal muscles, they are striated and voluntary. Smooth muscles are involuntary and non-striated. Okay, so cardiac muscles, they have one property that is involuntary from smooth muscle and other property striation that is from skeletal muscle. Now the atria and ventricle, they both contract differently, so they both are single unit, atrial syncytium or atrial musculature and ventricular musculature. Okay, now length of the individual cardiac muscle, that is about 100 micrometer and breadth that is about 15 micrometer. Okay, cell membrane of the cardiac muscle is known as sarcolemma. Cytoplasm of the cardiac muscle is known as sarcoplasm. Okay, and cardiac muscle also, they contain fibrils which are known as myofibrils. This myofibrils, they are about 1 to 2 micrometer in diameter and they lie parallel to each other and they are striated. They are important for the appearance of the cardiac muscle. Okay, now other that we all know, specialized conducting system of the heart, that consists of SA node, AV node, bundle of his, this is bundle. Okay, bundle branches, right and left bundle branches, and Purkinje fibers. Okay, now so these are conducting system and they exhibit automatic, because of this conducting system, heart has automatic and rhythmic electrical discharge in the form of action potential. This action potential is generated as well as conducted across this conducting tissue. Okay, now cardiac muscle fiber, they look like a ribbon and they are arranged in lattice work like structure. You can see here, these are the cardiac muscles, this all. Okay, and cardiac muscle, they are branched. Okay, and they interdigitate freely with each other. They are connected with each other through gap junctions. Okay, they join with the neighboring fiber. When one cardiac muscle is in contact with the other cardiac muscle, there is sorry there is this low resistance bridge which is known as intercalated disc. These are intercalated discs. They form tight junction between two muscle fibers, and this intercalated disc, they will not allow ions to pass from one cardiac muscle to another. Okay, now along with that, you can see here we have this intercalated disc. These are between two cardiac muscle. There are also gap junctions along the side of, you can see here, along the sides near the outer border of intercalated disc. Here you can see we have gap junctions. Now what is the importance of gap junctions? Through gap junctions, ions, they can pass from one cardiac muscle to other cardiac muscle, and because of this gap junctions, cardiac muscles, they act as single unit syncytium. Okay, so you can say that although there is no anatomical connection between two cardiac muscles, but physiologically for the transport of action potential, cardiac muscles, they have this gap junctions through which action potential and ions, they are transported from one muscle to the another muscle. So cardiac muscle acts as functional single unit or functional syncytium. Fine. Again, you can see here, these are cardiac muscle, these are intercalated disc, these are, okay, these are intercalated disc and gap junctions. Okay, so you can say that there are two syncytium. One is atrial, wall of two atria, they act as a syncytium, and second, that is ventricle, wall of two ventricle, they also act as syncytium. Atria and two ventricle impulses are transmitted only through AV node. Okay, so atria contract first, then impulses, they are transmitted from atria through SA node to the left atrium as well as right atrium. Then from SA node to AV node, impulses are transmitted through internodal tracts to the AV node, and from AV node through bundle of His, impulses are transmitted here to the ventricle. So from atria to ventricle, only AV node is the uh, specialized conducting system that allows the transmission of impulse. Okay, now another characteristic feature of cardiac muscle, that is it is having well developed sarcotubular system. And T-tubules, as we have discussed in the skeletal muscle, T-tubules, they are extension from the sarcolemma. You can see here, this is the sarcolemma and this is the T-tubule, transverse tubule, this green color one. Okay, the difference between skeletal and cardiac muscle is these T-tubules in skeletal muscle, they are present at AI junction, and here in cardiac muscle they are present at Z disc. I will explain you. You can see here, this is your, suppose we are talking about skeletal muscle here. Okay, so this is your AI junction, A band and I band. Okay, so in skeletal muscle we have T tubules here at AI junction. So two T tubules are there per sarcomere. Fine. Hello, good evening, beta. And in this cardiac muscle, if we are talking, we have T tubule here at the Z disc. So you can say that only one T tubule per sarcomere. Fine. So this is the difference. In skeletal muscle, T tubules are present at AI junction here, and in cardiac muscle they are present at Z disc. So one T tubule, and on both the sides of T tubule you can see here there is sarcoplasmic reticulum, which is dilated part of the sarcoplasmic reticulum known as terminal cistern. So there is, you can say that triad. Triad means it consists of one T tubule. You can see here, this is one T tubule and two terminal cistern. This one side and this is on the other side. So two terminal cistern. What is terminal cistern? That is dilated part of yours, this L tubule. L tubule is nothing but the sarcoplasmic reticulum. Okay. Hello, top story. Good evening, beta. So there is one triad. Triad means one T tubule and two terminal cistern. Okay. Now, another important difference between skeletal muscle and cardiac muscle is in cardiac muscle T tubules are wider. Diameter of the T tubule in the cardiac muscle, that is 5 times greater than skeletal muscle, and volume is 25 times more than the skeletal muscle. Okay. Okay, this and terminal cisternae we have already discussed, that is the terminal part of the sarcoplasmic reticulum that is dilated and it forms terminal cistern. So there is triad. Okay, and sometimes there is dyad also. Dyad means only one end of the terminal cistern is present. As you can see here, there are not two terminal cistern. You can see somewhere only one terminal cistern is there, so that it forms dyad. Okay. Now, another important difference here is in cardiac muscle. In skeletal muscle, as we have discussed, sarcoplasmic reticulum has storage of calcium ion. So, calcium ion comes out from the sarcoplasmic reticulum only. But here, in this cardiac muscle, this T-tubules also, they have large quantity of mucopolysaccharides. These mucopolysaccharides are negatively charged and they bind with calcium ions. Okay, they bind with the calcium ions. So this calcium ions, they remain available in the T-tubules and they are provided during muscle contraction. Okay, so this is the reason why T-tubules are wider and they have large volume. Okay, because cardiac muscles, they have less developed sarcoplasmic reticulum as compared to skeletal muscle. Fine. So this is the another difference. Now another event that we will discuss in detail, that is in our next class, that is excitation contraction coupling. Now what is excitation? Any excitable tissue like muscle or nerve, when it is stimulated, there is depolarization, there is electrical event. Okay, action potential, we have discussed action potential of skeletal muscle. Now we will discuss also action potential of the cardiac muscle in our next classes. And this extracellularly, if we are placing electrode and we are taking the recording, that is electrocardiogram. Okay, so this extracellular recording of the electrical events, that is electrocardiogram. Okay, and after excitation, or you can say after uh, origin, or after electrical activity, there is mechanical activity, mechanical contraction, that is known as contraction, and the whole phenomena is known as excitation contraction coupling. We will discuss in detail in our other chapters this excitation contraction coupling. Today we are completing our muscle part. From our next class we will be starting with the cardiac muscle and heart. Okay, heart physiology. So today we will discuss something about difference between these three types of muscles: skeletal, cardiac and smooth muscle. Okay, so what are the differentiating features between skeletal, cardiac and smooth muscle? Okay, one, skeletal muscle is, the name itself suggests, skeletal means attached with the bones. Cardiac muscle, that is present in the heart, and smooth muscle present in the viscera like digestive tract viscera, urinary tract viscera, uterus and all other viscera. Okay, involuntary actions are there by the smooth muscle. Shape of the skeletal muscle, that is they are cylindrical in shape like this and no branches are there. Cardiac muscles, they are cylindrical but they have branches. Gap junctions are there. You can see here, these are the two. They are gap junctions between these two cardiac muscles. And smooth muscles are also, they don't have branches, but the shape is spindle shape, we have seen in our previous class. So this is the shape. Okay, and if it is single unit, there are gap junction, but if it is multi-unit, no gap junctions. Length, try to remember this value. Skeletal muscles are larger, they can be visible naked eye, 1 to 4 centimeter. Cardiac muscle length is 80 to 100 micron, and smooth muscle length, that is 50 to 200 micron. Okay, then sorry, diameter of the skeletal muscle, that is also highest, 10 to 100 micron diameter. Cardiac muscle 50 to 15 to 20 micron diameter, and smooth muscle is least 2 to 5 micron diameter. Nucleus, skeletal muscle, they are the only cell in our body having one or more nuclei in one cell. Okay, it is the only cell in our body. Cardiac muscle and smooth muscles, they have single nuclei. Striations are present in skeletal and cardiac muscle, not in the smooth muscle. Okay, another differentiating feature is myofibrils are present in skeletal and cardiac muscle, not in the smooth muscle. Sarcomere is also well developed in skeletal and cardiac muscle, not absent, it is less developed. Okay, troponin is also absent in smooth muscle. Sarcotubular system is also less developed, so everything is not well developed in smooth muscle. T-tubules, they are also absent in smooth muscle. They are long and thin in the skeletal muscle, short and broad in the cardiac muscle. Calcium comes from sarcoplasmic reticulum in skeletal and cardiac muscle, and extracellular fluid in the smooth muscle. Depolarization, skeletal muscle depolarization is by stimulation. If you stimulate the nerve, then there is depolarization. Here in cardiac muscle and smooth muscle, that is spontaneous. Fatigue is possible in skeletal muscle only, not possible in smooth and cardiac muscle. Summation is also possible in skeletal and smooth muscle, not in cardiac muscle. Tetanus is possible in skeletal muscle and smooth muscle, not in the cardiac muscle. Resting membrane potential is stable for skeletal and cardiac muscle, not for the smooth muscle. Contractile proteins are troponin, tropomyosin here in the cardiac and skeletal muscle, whereas calmodulin in the smooth muscle. Speed of contraction is fast in skeletal muscle, intermediate in cardiac muscle, and slow in the smooth muscle. Okay, neuromuscular junction is well developed in skeletal muscle but not well developed in smooth and cardiac muscle. Action: skeletal muscles are only voluntary, other two are involuntary, smooth and cardiac muscle. Control: skeletal muscle control is neurogenic, whereas cardiac muscle control, that is myogenic, and smooth muscle is neurogenic as well as myogenic. Nerve supply: skeletal muscles are supplied by somatic nerve. Cardiac and smooth muscles are by autonomic nerves, not under our control. Starling's law, Frank Starling's law, it is applicable for skeletal muscle and cardiac muscle. As we have discussed, uh, within physiological limits, force of contraction is directly proportionate to initial length of cardiac muscle and skeletal muscle, but not applicable in the smooth muscle. Smooth muscles, they have property of plasticity. They readjust to the tone. Okay, new length, readjust to the resting length. Okay, so this is all about your different muscles we have discussed till date. So we are completing our muscle session. From tomorrow onwards, we will start with the cardiac muscle, as well as we will start with the heart physiology. Okay, so stay connected. And if you wish to get my note soft copy, you can download the application Vesalius and subscribe for the same. And for hard copy, you can order on Flipkart as well as Amazon. Link for all that is given in the description box. And you can also join a WhatsApp group. The number is 78638226668. You can ask any question. I'll try to answer you as soon as possible. Okay, thank you so much. If you like my video, you can like it, you can share with all your friends and subscribe our channel.